Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a Some Assemblage Required video, which means I'm using a couple of products from the Some Assemblage Required shop. I am doing the third of 3 layouts using Easter photos. Some of the photos are the same, some of them are not. It is a different layout going in a different kid's book. And so I am sharing all 3 with you. If you missed them, you can go back and watch last week's videos. And you'll see 3 different ways to put together Easter layouts. This one I am doing some paper layering and figuring out exactly where I want my papers and how to put them together and where to layer them. And this is my girly girls layout, so she's getting a lot of the pinks and a lot of the patterned papers that include the pinks, with a lot less blue and green, just because you know, I can do that on hers. And the other 2, one likes blue, the other one is the boy, so he's getting the more masculine stuff. So if you missed them, like I said, they were done last week, and you can go back and check those out. I'll try to put the links down below if I can remember to do that. So I'm liking how this is coming together. I'm just figuring out the papers because this actually was not the last one that I did. I think it was the second one that I did. And so I needed to make sure I saved some paper for my little guy. And so I'm trying to figure out the paper layers without using them all. That might involve cutting papers apart and stretching them to look like they're a full sheet, but they're not actually a full sheet. Now the background paper is actually a pink polka dot, but it is a very, very, very light pink polka dot. In my tiny screen, it looks like it's off-white, but I don't know what it looks like on your screen, but it is a very faded pink polka dot. And I happen to have 2 sheets of that. It's not from this collection, it's from a different collection, but it plays really nicely with this collection, and it even works well with that darker pink polka dot over the top in the center there. So I'm liking how that's all coming together. I am inking all of her papers up with some lilac Catherine Pooler ink, and it's a really muted purple. It plays off of the purples in those Easter eggs, and so I think that's going to work super well. And I'm just loving that color for her because she is the purple lover. It also plays well with the purple flowers and that are in the little bunny rabbit and 4x4 card and the Easter basket. So I'm liking how that is all working out. It's really giving a lot of definition between the layers, and it's keeping it really feminine. The purple almost, you can tell that it's purple, but it almost reads towards kind of like a really natural looking purple, almost brown, but not brown. I don't know if that makes a lick of sense, but the ink pad, as you can see sitting on my desk there, kind of looks a little bit towards gray. I guess more gray than brown. It leans towards gray, but it's definitely lilac, but it's not an in-your-face bright lilac, which I love. I love that about it. So I'm pretty happy with how that's turning out. I'm just kind of figuring out the placement of everything and keeping it where I had it so that I can make sure that any gaps are covered by the photos, and that the papers look like they are actually layers that go all the way across or underneath, rather than, being kind of cut off from, I don't know, like they're sticking out without attaching to anything. Hopefully that makes some sense. I do think I have that. I think I have one of them a little bit lower than the other. And so I was measuring that to make sure that the 2 plaid pieces were the same height. I can see here that they're definitely not the same height, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I think I'm going to move one of them here in a bit. Hopefully, because they don't feel like they're at the same height, but maybe they are. I apparently measured. My eyes are deceiving me, and sometimes that does happen with plaid, you guys. So I'm liking how it's coming together. Once I get the photos on there, I don't think it'll be so distracting to me, but Yeah, it just didn't look like it was the same. But anyway, I promise when the layout's all done, I love it. So it's all good. Um, yeah, sometimes those things happen. And as you can see here, once you get everything put down, if it is not exactly, it's not going to be a big deal. But I'm going to go back and ink up all the things, including the bunny papers and cut aparts with the lilac. That bunny rabbit one, the 4x4, has a big blank spot, so I felt like that was a great place for my photo to overlap. A lot of times I don't have my photos overlap each other, but in this particular case, because I have quite a few photos and I didn't want them to go all the way to the outer edge, I went ahead and had them overlap a little bit here and there. And I felt like that was any of those photos or 4x4s or 3x4s or 4x6 cut aparts, if they've got dead space in them, it's a great way to kind of like smoosh everything together so that um, things fit better on the page. Now, I didn't want to I want it to look natural, so you can't really like cover up half of your photo. I think that would be a little bit much, but a little bit here and a little bit there, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, there's dead space in the photo, or the photo has a void in it of stuff. So it works really well. I don't know if you noticed, but there are two photos on here that are the same, but they are not the same. So the large one of her on the left-hand page is actually the same as the one that's the furthest to the left. And basically I used the editing function to remove her brother out of the photo in front of her, and then I printed it large. And the reason for that is because I wanted the focus to be on her on this page rather than having them all be the same photos on each of their layouts. I went ahead and did that. And so on his, it's just him in the photo, in the large photo, but I still included the small photo because I wanted the original on there as well. It's a great way to feature your subject. But since I still include the small photo, I don't feel like I'm taking away or altering the situation of the day because I'm including both, but it does feature her in the large one. So I did pull out this die set. It is a Spellbinders die. It's a Spellbinders die, I believe. And this was something I got from MK. I think she was just getting rid of it, and because she had never used it, or maybe she used it once. But I decided to go ahead and use it and bring in some flowers, and I felt like it was small and pretty, and just really played well with the whole Easter vibe. And so I'm going to build a couple of clusters here. I do not make you sit through all of the building of the clusters. I just do I think the first one maybe, and then move on and finish them, because it does take you a while to build these, or at least it takes me a while to build them. It's a lot of running things through the die machine multiple times because you've got to cut multiple layers. I am going to be using those wood veneer butterflies from MK's shop. I think they're absolutely gorgeous, perfect for spring, and I will be inking up the delicate lines that are in them. I thought I would use the flowers, the florals that are at the top of the screen. I do not end up using them on this page, but I will include a link for both the floral and the butterflies for you in case you're interested in both of those or either of those from MK's shop, Some Assemblage Required. So that'll be down below for you also, as well as the other products that I used today that are still available. What I am doing here is I'm just inking up all of the layers again with that lilac so that they all kind of pop and give added dimension, and I'm liking how those are coming together. I kind of forgot to do it on this one, so I'm just kind of like not pulling things apart, but bending things back so I can get a little bit on the tips of the flowers that are in the foreground. And then the butterflies here, they have a little squiggly line. I think I'm going to zoom in on them so that you can kind of see what I'm doing. Not a squiggly line, but a loopy line to create their wings. And I'm going to ink those up. I apologize that I'm slightly off screen there, but I do think I zoom in here for you in just a moment so that you can see a little bit better. So the wood veneer comes with a masking right over the top of it that protects the wood from the laser when it is cutting so that it doesn't scorch it. And it allows you to do fun techniques like this where you can peel off one part and ink it up and then peel off the rest of it, and it still has its wood veneer finish on it. And you can keep part of the natural look but add a little bit of color here and there. So that's what I'm doing. And here is where I'm going to zoom in. Again, I apologize that I'm slightly off camera, but hopefully you can see it a little bit better here as I peel off the masking, and all of those really thin lines have that lilac color in them now. And I think that looks really cool, and it helps the detail to pop on those butterflies. Now I am going to go back with some Nuvo drops. Nuvo drops, I have a love-hate relationship with them. I rarely use them, but I am going to put them as the centers of my flowers because I felt like the centers needed something, and I didn't want to go find the center from the dies and have to rerun them all to get however many I needed here. So I just went in with some Nuvo drops, and then I decided to go in on the body of the butterfly and add some Nuvo drops there. Just to give it some depth of color in the center. And it's a brown color that I'm using that pulls off of the color that is in the bunny rabbit and the Easter basket. So you're going to see that in the close-ups. I'm going to add a label here, and that's going to give me a little bit of a spot for some journaling. Well, it's going to give their mom a spot for journaling because I was not there on this particular day. But that's it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. So if you did, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and you can hit the bell if you want notifications of when I release a new video. But that is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you are inspired to pull out your dies and your wood veneer and get them on a page. Thanks for spending time with me today. I really appreciate you and the time that you spend with me. And I will see you guys again real soon with another video. Bye-bye.